Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As today's gonna be one of the more important videos I've posted in quite a while. But for context, we have to remember that the World Economic Forum is going on as we speak. And we have to understand that Brad Garlinghouse has been busy representing Ripple in a very positive light. He's talked about himself believing a possible conclusion of this case being this first half of 2023, which is extremely positive for us in the XRP community. But not only that, we're getting additional confirmation that the contents of the Bill Hinman emails were absolutely catastrophic for the SEC. All this and more is leading to the powerful question of why didn't the SEC stop FTX and other corrupt organizations and go after Ripple and other more credible, good players in the crypto market. We have that and more in this video, but first I have a powerful announcement that I need to make. Guys, I don't make sponsored content and I don't have any affiliate links, but the things that I do promote are where I teach people my fundamentals, my analysis, cryptos I believe in, and my mentorship program, where I ensure I give as much of my time and answer as many questions as possible on a consistent basis to all my clients. Here, what you see on the screen is my OnlyFans, and over the past year, I haven't been too proud with some of the content I've posted on there because 2022 was a year where crypto went down in a straight line. Therefore, some of the more risky crypto picks that I had in here didn't do very well. However, I have revamped this platform as I've been learning more and more of the tools that this platform has from some lovely and professional young ladies that learn how to make a living on this platform. And I'm going to be using this as a place where people can message me privately and I can engage with them in comments, answer questions, and I'm able to send video responses to questions they may have, whether it's a little technical issue, maybe it's something about exchanges, but whatever the question is, you'll be able to engage with me, as I'll be giving up a lot of my time to ensure people are prepared for this upcoming uptrend in the crypto market. I do believe that the collapse of FTX marked the market bottom, and I do believe for the most part, over the next couple months, we're going to see a nice opportunity for profit taking. In addition, I've been making frequent posts so that everyone can get the best information possible to succeed over the next couple months, and one is currently available right now, which are my life-changing must-buy crypto projects of 2023, as their perfect entry points for you to hold and potentially take profits in the months to come. This is going to be one of the most important platforms I'm going to be using to ensure all of your success, and there are going to be a lot more things that I'll be offering that are going to excite a lot of you. Please subscribe to the OnlyFans down in the description below, as I believe this revamped platform is going to be essential for all of your success. If you're in my mentorship program, I'll be giving you guys discount links within the community Discord, and I look forward to seeing all of you in there very, very soon. In addition, guys, I do have an important lecture I'm posting on Udemy tomorrow as well, as I haven't forgotten to give you guys some important updates as well. Now guys, let's get back into the content for the day, as it's going to be important for all of you to change your perspectives as to where we're about to go next. You see, Jeremy Hogan posted a little earlier that the SEC charged Nexo for its lending product and settles with them the same day. So interesting. A $45 million collection. But isn't Nexo a crypto exchange? What about the numerous, quote, securities that Nexo is unlawfully selling to US citizens? So that's okay now. More confusion coming out of the SEC. But I'm going to put a positive spin on all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems to me like the SEC is ramping up enforcement actions and its money collection process. This current administration wants to collect as much money from businesses and taxpayers as possible, in case you haven't noticed. And one of the ways they're going to do this is through the crypto industry and through different settlements. The fact that Nexo settled a lawsuit with the SEC the same day is incredible to me. And the reason being is because it's an initial indicator of the SEC beginning to wrap up settlements. More settlements could be coming. And is it possible that with the show of strength Brad Garlinghouse has been having at the World Economic Forum, and recently because of the Bill Hinman emails proving, as far as Brad says, that they didn't believe, they being the SEC, that XRP was a security. It's very possible that at any given moment this lawsuit can wrap up, and you just need to be prepared, as these initial indications are something you cannot ignore. They've been dissuading people to get out of crypto for so long. All of 2022 was a downturn. But this is why I'm a big believer that 2023 is going to have some positive momentum return. Now, before I continue with anything else, I'm going to provide you a clip of Jamie Dimon and the mainstream media trying to play the game of misdirection, calling Bitcoin a Ponzi and a pet rock yet again, making retail investors dissuaded from buying it yet again. This is the news for the masses to get you away from where the money is about to go. And this is what I like seeing right before an uptrend begins again. Please take a listen and look at the signs.
What we're talking about, we pretty much always have some crypto conversation with you. I'm just curious, because I don't think we've talked to you since...
I think all that's been a waste of time, and why you guys waste any breath on it is totally beyond me.
Because you just think the whole thing just is
going to zero?
Going to zero and it's fake?
Bitcoin itself is a hyped up fraud. It's a pet rock.
You're back to that?
Yeah,
really?
Of course, yeah.
So what do you make then of BlackRock and other firms that are investing in infrastructure?
No, that's different. Blockchain is a technology ledger system that we use to move information. We've used it to do overnight repo, intraday repo. We've used it to move money.
Right.
So that is a ledger. That's a technology ledger type of thing that we think will be deployable.
Remember, we've
been talking about that for 12 years too, and very little's been done.
There's some tokens that I agree with you on, but Bitcoin's based on a distributed ledger. Yeah, it has all the characteristics of a store of value. It's immutable. It's scarce.
Totally untrue. It's
21 million.
Well, yeah, really. How do you know it's going to stop at 21 million?
Because
I've mentioned this to people
Satoshi.
Too. Everyone says that. Well, maybe it's going to get to 21 million, and Satoshi's picture is going to come up and laugh at you all and say, no.
But there isn't a picture.
And by then, Satoshi will have taken out billions of dollars.
What was your reaction to the failure of FTX and all of that? You've seen lots of failures over the years of different things that have happened on Wall Street in the world of finance.
I'm not surprised at all.
And
I called it a decentralized Ponzi scheme. The hype around this thing has been extraordinary.
The underlying asset.
But you have a lot of clients who are involved.
You guys you've all seen the analysis on Tether and the analysis on all these things and the lack of disclosures, and it's outrageous. The regulators should have stopped this a long time ago. People have lost billions of dollars. Some are, if you look at it as lower income people, it's in some cases.
Jamie, there's a difference between saying FTX is a decentralized Ponzi scheme and saying that crypto itself is a Ponzi scheme. That's like, Madoff created options.
Crypto itself that doesn't do anything is a pet rock. You're happy to
Bitcoin.
You can own it all you want.
I'm just talking. There's a lot. It's billions of dollars.
I don't care about Bitcoin, so we should drop the subject.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I feel most comfortable in the crypto space. Throughout the entire bear market of 2018, 2019, and 2020, I felt the most safe in the crypto market because I understood that those were the market bottoms and those were the times of maximum FUD. Bitcoin is dead. Crypto is dead. Everything's going away. Why are you being in this market? You're an idiot. Talking heads like Jamie Dimon coming out and saying, why the hell are you investing in Bitcoin? It doesn't mean anything. Why are we still talking about it? The Jim Cramers of the world doing the same thing make me understand that I am in the right place at the exact right time. That's what all of you need to begin adopting. That is the contrarian investor mindset. And these are the psychological indicators you need to adopt to become the new 1%. Here, the SEC has taken enforcement actions against alleged unregistered security public offerings of crypto tokens for lack of disclosures, while largely ignoring the risky activities of crypto exchanges. Congress needs to investigate the SEC's regulatory failings. And it was actually stated by BitBoy the other day that Gary Gensler could be about to get fired and held accountable by Congress for his inaction and for stifling innovation without giving any sort of guidance. Gary Gensler is 110% responsible for the collapse of FTX and for retail investors getting annihilated. He's responsible for your losses of FTX, Terra Luna, and others. Nobody else other than the other criminals involved in it. And what I need all of you to understand is his move with Nexo and his potential settlement with Ripple could be the only things that try and save him. Him showing that he's collecting money. FTX has implicated around 196 US politicians, as these many politicians have collected money from FTX. And that's something you need to understand. All of this while at the exact same time, the audacity of the new FTX CEO, John Ray, stating the crypto exchange could restart is unbelievable. This FTX conspiracy goes very deep. It goes to the highest levels of government. A lot of people want this to go away. That's why SBF has been treated like a child throughout this entire process, as opposed to a criminal like he really is. I know everyone in this community is aware and understands this, but you can never forget. They're playing politics with retail investor money. They're playing corruption with retail investor money. And what's going to happen next is that regulation and regulatory clarity is going to hit this space. 99% of coins you're invested in are going to go away. But the few that contribute to the new financial system are going to make generational wealth. And 99% of the crypto industry is not paying 1 ounce of attention. This Ripple case is going to be a generational wealth builder. And all I'm going to say is you better be in before the resolution. Now guys, to cap off this video for today, I'm going to leave you with another interview Brad Garlinghouse had at the World Economic Forum, representing not only Ripple well, but the entire crypto industry well. Every single time he speaks, I gain more and more confidence that I'm invested in the correct digital asset. And every single one of you need to feel the exact same way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Brad, you have already made the distinction between XRP, the token, and Ripple, the company. You are the only, you're a regulated entity, or you're speaking on behalf of a regulated entity. When folks talk about, these different sorts of provisions, you are the person or your various teams doing the paperwork, providing evidence of baseline trustworthiness. What is it like to be a non-bank financial services provider operating at the intersection of these very traditionally regulated financial institutions and less traditionally regulated, less traditional financial institutions?
It's exciting. I feel a obligation to advocate for there are these new technologies that we can use for the betterment of economic value to our citizens, to our businesses, even to central banks. And I think to the extent we can focus on, hey, these are new technologies that can be used in that way, like the earliest days of the internet, can these technologies be used in illicit ways? Yes, and certainly we saw the early days of the internet and people called for bans of the internet.
And to be clear, the current days of the internet as well.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah. Well, although there was a much louder, higher decibel level call in maybe the 90s when people were, I think, more intimidated by how these technologies are being used. And I think we're seeing that play out in the world of blockchain as well. I thought it was interesting you described the UAE regulatory as light touch.
Said it was described as light touch.
Oh, described as light touch, all right. I actually give huge credit to the UAE.
Do you have a VARA license?
No, we do not. Although we might, I don't know the exact answer to that, but we do not currently. The point I would make, though, is...
You do not.
Thank you. The point I would make, though, is the UAE has done the work to codify what the regulations are. I think the challenge, and we discussed this before we got up here, I think the vast majority of players in the crypto space want to be good actors. But I think we have to be clear about what that means. And I think one of the challenges is, and I very much agreed with something the commissioner said, we talk about regulating crypto. I think we should, that's an abstract thing to say from my point of view. We need to regulate the activity. What is it that we're doing? So Ripple is in the business around cross-border payments. Our customers are banks. Our customers are regulated institutions. You can't have a non-KYC, know your customer transaction, et cetera. There are lots of regulations around payments, like know your customer, like AML, anti-money laundering, like OFAC compliance in the United States, et cetera, anti-terrorism finance. So I think when we say crypto's not regulated, I hear that and I think, I don't know what that means. Like Ripple's a very regulated company in lots of different jurisdictions, not yet in UAE perhaps. Although I don't know the exact status in UAE. The point, as much as anything, I think it's a misnomer to describe crypto as an unregulated business. In the US, you have in the SEC, someone at the chair saying it's the Wild West. Look, there are clearly examples where that's true, but there are a lot of people solving real problems for real customers and taking the air and the froth out of the hype and speculative bubble that really was true in crypto, I think is really healthy.
I think one of the challenges here is there are actually very few people describing crypto as an unregulated business. What they're saying is that it is insufficiently regulated and that there are certain types of activities, separate out the obvious and egregious fraud, scams, and grift. But there are certain types of activities that are either being presented to customers as potentially safer than they are, or the promise of guaranteed returns when there are no such thing. Or in the US, for instance, many investors in certain of these crypto companies, several of which have now gone bankrupt, were under the impression that their deposits were insured by the FDIC, which is that up to $250,000 of whatever the deposits were would be protected. And that was an impression that was in a lot of ways encouraged by the marketing and the advertising of certain types of these entities.
But we have laws about that, right? And now, well, frankly, I think instead of going after Kim Kardashian for promoting that
case was dismissed.
But I didn't actually know that. I think the things you're describing, and even we talked again backstage, like if there's fraud, we have laws about it.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple, who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple, a former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple, leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple, who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple, 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple, 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple, who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.